not touching you, not touching you, not touching you, not touching you. Not touching you, 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 not touching you. Not touching you.
Oh yeah.
Kurukuru Kururin by Aiding, a game that came out in Japan and in the EU but was sadly passed over by the US. Too bad, it's a pretty decent little game. You play as Kururin, a cool little bird whose 10 family members are missing, and Mama is worried. It's your job to find them and rescue them, but there's a problem. See, not only can you not fly, even though you're a bird, but you have never been out of your own little part of the world. But not to worry, my friends, Sensei Usagi is here to teach you how to fly a helicopter. Well, it's actually called a heroline. It's a gyrocopter that has a kind of slow-moving rotor. It can move in all directions and even speed up. But the problem is that the heroline is kind of big and the area to fly it in is kind of small. I'm assuming there are valleys and areas like that, since I don't imagine that the heroline could get that far off of the ground. So you have to avoid the walls. If you hit them, then you take damage. Hit the walls 3 times, and boom! Your heroline goes bye-bye. Here's the controls. The D-pad moves your heroline in all directions, while the buttons, well, let's just face it, the buttons are super easy here. The A and B buttons just make you go faster. Push them to get a boost of speed. This can be done even from the beginning of a stage. Press them both at the same time to really crank up your speed. In the menus, A chooses and B cancels. The shoulder buttons make horn noises, like from out of a clown car. Get out of my way, coming through! Press the start button in the middle of the stage to either look at the map, start over, to cycle through wing shapes that you've collected by pressing the left and right buttons simultaneously, or to leave the stage. Now this title is kind of a platformer and puzzle game all mixed into one. And while you don't have baddies coming at you, you still have to maneuver through the stages without dying. You can touch these checkpoints with the center of your heroline to heal all the way up if you've taken damage. And sometimes you can bounce off springs to reverse the direction your prop is turning. If you make it to the end of the stage perfectly, then you get a star. Otherwise, it's just a clear. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I know you're thinking this is way too simple of a title. But honestly, it's a fun and challenging game. When starting off, you just have the 3 basic options here. You can collect different heroline wing shapes, different paint schemes, and see who of your family you have rescued so far. And you can even choose for them to come along on a ride for your next stage by selecting them. You can also try some new stages that aren't playable usually. Once again, you're looking for the best time without making any mistakes, so practice, practice, practice. And once you've beaten a few stages, you can retry previous stages and specific areas that you're having troubles with. This is a terrific feature and helps out a lot if you're not that great in, say, Area 3 of this particular stage, for example. And if you hit a wall, you heal every second or 2. This is practice after all. And 4 people can have save games. 4 people! I mean, usually, the games of this time usually had just maybe 1 or 2 saves. But this one, this little GBA card, has 4. And if you don't want to lose one of your slots, you can have a guest play. Now, they'll lose all their information after they turn the game off, but they can still play without corrupting your files. And then there's the up to 4 multiplayer. But I'm not going to go into that one right now. But it's good times. So, to wrap things up. The characters are a bit cutesy, but the challenge will draw in many different kinds of gamers. If friends or family watch you play this, then the chances are that they'll want to play it too. You know, to show you how it's done. This game actually starts at a medium level for difficulty. Sure, you can play the first few levels slowly and take your time, but it really gets hard further on and becomes a good challenge. For the GBA, the graphics are a lot of fun. They're colorful and easy on the eyes. The music is a bit repetitive, but it changes every couple of levels, so it's not too annoying, but I still turn down the volume myself. Japanese menus, storyline, and save are all that's really the difficult part here. But I've told you all that, so you can play it pretty easy now. The controls are insanely simple, but it's the accuracy that you'll have to work on though. This title is very replayable. Trying to get gold stars is a noble quest, and may even unlock some stuff. Yes, the Japanese version is going to be a bit more expensive, but this game can be found cheaper if you get the EU version. That way, it's in English too. It's a short game, and you can really kind of zoom through it in an afternoon. But to do it quickly and without failing, that takes time and skill, and makes the game last a lot longer. Now, it did spawn one more sequel on the GBA, and another one on the GameCube. They're both fun and challenging, and I would highly suggest them if you like this first one. Now, you can play GBA games on, well, the GBA, or on a DS. But the new DSi really doesn't have a slot for GBA games. But then again, the DSi can hold many more titles that you can download. And like Ferris Bueller said, if you have the means, I highly suggest that you do it.
Not touching you, not touching you, not touching you, not touching you, not touching you.
They're colorful. They're colorful. They're colorful. They're full of color, and